to the City of Joliet Council meeting. Today is March 31st, 2025, here at the council chambers at 5:30. We have the mayor, Honorable Mayor Terry Darcy presiding this meeting. We have Pastor Jeff Sandstrom from Victory City Church from 1741 Essington Road, followed by the pledge to our flag. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we pray and pledge to the flag, I'd like to offer a moment of silence to a few of our friends that we've lost recently. One being Brother Ed Aaron Bosich, who has been the pastor for the fire department for some time. Also a retired fireman, Mike Nerzak, also passed away recently. And I just learned from Councilman Cardenas that one of the 4 servicemen that was killed tragically in Lithuania is also a Joliet resident, and he knows the family.
Yeah, it's Jose Duenas Jr., our prayer there with the Duenas family, and also Marine Claudio Lopez is another one just recently passed away here in the Joliet area.
Cesar, is your mic on? No.
Sorry, thank you.
That's okay. Couldn't hear you.
Jose Duenas Jr., so our prayers with the Duenas family, and Marine Claudio Lopez in a different incident was also.
Thank you. Moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the council, it's my privilege to be able to go to God today on behalf of each and every one of you who really pour your hearts into dedicating your life to making the world a better place. I just want to say thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning, and as we gather tonight, we take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Allow ourselves to be present. In a world that so often moves fast, it's easy to forget the power of stillness and of pausing and of being right here, right now, but that's exactly what we need. Pray for each and every one of the council people represented here tonight, Lord, that you would give them a grace within their life. The late night, I pray, God, that their spouses would have understanding. I pray, Lord, that their kids would know their name and their face, even though they put in long hours. And I pray, Lord, as they make decisions to make this city better and better every day, Lord, that you would give them grace. Tonight, as decisions are made, may we be reminded of the weight and the responsibility that we carry, not just to lead, but to listen, not just to speak, but to hear, and to recognize that every voice matters, every person counts, and every action ripples into the lives of others. May wisdom guide the council, compassion lead them, and unity strengthen them as they seek to build a city that reflects the best of who we are. May they do all this with hearts full of purpose and the minds open to possibility. Lord, may everything they do and everything they speak know that it's going for those that dedicate their lives to making the world a better place, and even to those who have recently lost their lives. The decisions they make matter, and so, Lord, we pray that your grace would be upon them, may your spirit lead them tonight and every night as they work together to build a city that reflects your love and a purpose for all. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
We'll begin with roll call. Mayor Darcy.
Here.
Councilman Cardenas.
Here.
Councilman Clement.
Here.
Councilman Guerrero.
Here.
Councilman Hug.
Here.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Here.
Councilman Mudrin.
Here.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Here.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Here.
Under Mayor is a proclamation recognizing April as Autism Awareness Month. Councilwoman Reardon, Sorry, Councilwoman Quillman will be reading the proclamation.
Proclamation referring to autism. Whereas autism spectrum disorder, the fastest growing developmental disability in the United States, affecting 1 in 36 children, is an urgent public health crisis that demands a national response. Whereas Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated is dedicated as a premier organization that provides noteworthy contributions in education, research, and funding for persons of color who are impacted by the autism spectrum disorder. While there's currently no identified cause or cure for autism, Zeta is devoted to promoting solutions across the spectrum and throughout the lifespan for the needs of individuals with autism and their families. In light of the growing impact of autism spectrum disorder and the need for greater awareness, Zeta's vision is to improve the lives of people of color affected by ASD through championing autism awareness, education, advocacy, and funding. Zeta implements the extraordinary power of SHE worldwide through social, health, and economic justice programs. Whereas Eta Chi Zeta chapter proudly partners with the Answers Incorporated for their Autism and Developmental Disabilities Walkathon to support and uplift the autism community. The chapter is honored to participate in the annual observance of Autism Acceptance Month and World Autism Awareness Day, fostering greater awareness, understanding, and inclusion for individuals with autism. Now therefore, I, Mayor Terry Darson of the City of Joliet, hereby recognizes April 2nd, 2024 as World Autism Day and recognizes April as Autism Awareness Month in the state of Illinois to raise public awareness of autism spectrum disorder and the myriad of issues surrounding autism, as well as to increase knowledge of the programs that have been and are being developed to support autistic individuals and their families. And it's signed today, March 31st, 2025, by Mayor Terry Darcy, Mayor of City of Joliet.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here to accept
Yeah,
this?
that's there, right there.
Sure, come on up. Your name, sorry. You're fine. Okay, feel free to speak.
So, okay. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Ithaca Zeta Chapter, thanks you, Mayor Darcy, and the entire council for standing with us to bring awareness for this cause that is so often forgotten in not only our community, but all communities. So we would like to thank you for this proclamation and for the recognition.
Thank you.
Betsy wanted to get a picture.
Come on, get a picture.
The picture of the council?
Wait, Jen's not in it yet. Thank you.
One more, one more.
Oh, another one? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
Second?
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is citizens to be heard on agenda items. Is there anyone who would like to speak on an agenda item? Anyone? Okay. Seeing none. Next is Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a motion to appoint Councilman Guerrero to serve as Mayor Pro Tem for the term April 1st, 2025 through April 30th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudron?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye. I got distracted.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
I had to think about it.
Motion carried. Council committee reports. First, we have Land Use and Economic Development.
All right. Land Use and Economic Development Committee met here in the council chambers on Thursday, March 27th at 9 a.m. In attendance was myself, Councilman Guerrero. Councilman Mudron was unable to attend. We approved the minutes and had one agenda item for review. Agenda item TMP 8413 was a business continuity grant application eligible for awards over $25,000. Just a little bit of background on that one. On December 17th, we, the City Council, approved a resolution 8095. This resolution created the Chicago Street Business Continuity Grant Program. This program provides financial assistance to the businesses impacted by the construction projects that began in May of 2024. The applicants are eligible for assistance up to 50% of their lost tax generating sales with a cap of $100,000 per year. The city has received 6 applicants eligible for less than $25,000, and these have been approved by the city manager. Real quick, I'll read through them. Internode, $13,107.50. Chicago Street Pub, $11,156.05. Musa Greek Tavern, $9,024.01. Amalove, $5,542.50. Kula's Jewelry and Loan, $20,663.97. And then Prison City Vintage, $5,786. In addition to the 6 applicants for less than $25,000, the city received 2 applicants for the awards greater than $25,000. And those were Cut 158 for a total eligible amount of $77,770.84. City manager did have approval to approve the first $25,000, and the other amount coming for city council consideration is $52,770.84. And Juliet's Tavern, total eligible amount was $57,747.95. City manager did pre-approve already the $25,000, and the amount of $32,747.95 is coming for full council for approval. This was all to cover the 2024 losses that they had. Councilman Guerrero and I approved a motion to send this to the full council for approval with our full support. Did I miss anything?
Thank you.
That'll be my report, Mayor.
Thank you.
Next, we have Public Safety.
Thank you. The Public Safety Committee met today at the Joliet Police Department Community Room at 4:30. In attendance was myself, Councilwoman Ibarra, and Quillman. We had roll call. We had the approval of the minutes from March 4th, 2025, which was approved. There were no citizens to be heard on any agenda items. The agenda items presented was, this is on tonight's agenda, under 229-25, purchase of G7C handheld monitors for the Joliet Fire Department from Conway Shield in the amount of $62,303. These are handheld gas monitors. Those, that was approved, and it's on tonight's agenda. Number 2, we had under tonight's agenda 230-25, the purchase of EXO 8 area monitors for the Joliet Fire Department from Conway Shield in the amount of $8,543. This is a hazmat monitor. These are used in large event areas. We're coming up with the $8,543, and the other funding's coming from, Chief, can you fill me in on that? $27,000 was coming from who?
From Mavis. We're part of Mavis Division. Oh, sorry. From Mavis, we're part of the Mavis Division, which is all the area fire departments get together, and they ponied up $27,000, and we're making up the other $8,400.
Thank you. And that was, all all three of us approved that for the agenda item for tonight, 230-25. And then number 3 under agenda items was the purchase of nozzles from Frontline for the fire department engines from Air One. These are nozzles, to fight fires, and the chief notified me that they are replacing 72 nozzles, and I believe they're 20-plus years old, so we're replacing those to keep our citizens safe from any type of fires. That was also approved. That's the nozzles are under 231-25 on tonight's agenda. Number 4, purchase of ballistic helmets for the SOS team here at the Joliet Police Department from Ray O'Haron's in the amount of $48,087. Sergeant Brian Prohaska leads up the SOS team. These helmets that we currently have are from 2018. They're outdated, so we're looking to purchase 26 brand new helmets for our SOS team. They're just updated helmets, keeping up with the times, and that's for $48,087. That was unanimously approved for probably the next 2 weeks council meeting. And then number 5, purchase of pole and through wall camera kits for the SOS team from Strack in the amount of $34,729.57. Basically, these are cameras that are on a pole. The current ones we have now are extremely outdated, 20 years plus. They read demo or thermo imaging, and also it just keeps our SOS team safe. And we spoke about Jan and her husband Tom. I remember back in the day we used to use mirrors, but this is we're totally with the times now. So that was approved by all three of us for a further date for approval for the full council. Any questions on these agenda items? Okay, ordinances. This is on tonight's agenda under 238-25, ordinance amending section 19-150 of the City of Joliet Code of Ordinances to regulate truck, semi-trailer, trailer, pull trailer, recreational vehicle, and bus parking. Todd, do you want to just touch on that real briefly?
Yes, we added the definition of trailer and pull trailer. This doesn't have anything to do with semi-trucks. This is more landscaping trucks, and it allows us to regulate those.
Yeah, so we're just updating the ordinance to cover a couple other trailers. So, and then resolutions. These first two are under 242-25 and 243-25. Resolution declaring certain City of Joliet property a surplus. If you guys remember, we bought Segways back in the day. These are those two-wheelers that our officers used to ride around in. They're battery powered. They're basically obsolete. The ones that we have are costing us. They're draining the city on finances, keeping them going. So we're just gonna send them out for surplus. And then the next one, the second resolution declaring other certain property, City of Joliet property as surplus. These are generators that we have outdated again. We're going to dump these things as well. And then third, a resolution authorizing a lease agreement for Tri-County Auto Theft Task Force. Basically, our Tri-County Auto Theft unit is on the old Station 6 Fire Department on Campbell. And basically, this is just a lease agreement, getting everything in order, just basically housekeeping is what we've done, years past. So this will be coming on a later date for that agreement for the lease. And there was no new or old business. There were no public comments, and I have to say I apologize to Lieutenant Bob Desiderio. I called him Sergeant on accident. It was my fault, and I wanted to apologize for that. There were no public comments, and then did I leave anything out?
No, you're covered.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, that was my report.
And public service.
The Public Service Committee met here this afternoon at 4:30 in the council chambers. On the committee in attendance was Councilwoman Reardon, Councilman Mudron, and myself. We had a very short agenda. There were 3 items under contracts. We looked at all 3 and found them to be in order. One was for $34,000. It's the agreement for sewer system monitoring to Xylem View Incorporated. The monitoring is for those customers, sewer customers we have in certain areas of the city that aren't actually, aren't actually part of the city. So they're kind of, outside the city limit customers, so we have to monitor their flow, sewer flow into the system so we can charge them properly. We also do our yearly leak detection on the water with awarding a contract to M.E. Simpson Company Incorporated, and we've dealt with them for a number of years. They know our system well. That was for about just under $600,000. We had to pay $25,000 for our yearly membership dues to the Lower DuPage River Watershed Coalition. That's not an option. That's required by for us to get our permits for our off-stable treatment plant. So we have to be a member. We've had to be a member since 2011. We had one item for $13,200 under change orders, pay estimates and final payments for the 2025 sanitary sewer investigations and rehabilitation program. We added out on Route 6, Benton Avenue by Route 6. There seems to be, there could be some leakage out there in the lift station, the pump station. So we added that to an existing contract to investigate that. And then we had 3 items under ordinance and resolutions. 2 of them were temporary and permanent easement granting for water main projects. One on North Broadway Street, the other one on 800 East Jackson Street. Again, we looked at these 3 items, found them to be in order. All the items were discussed and vetted and found to be in order and unanimously approved for recommendation to the full council for approval here. Did I miss anything?
Did you mention the forestry?
Oh, I didn't go into detail. Thank you, Councilwoman. Yes, and we are doing finally got around to doing our tree inventory that we've been talking about for years. And we had to do a budget amendment and award contract. The tree inventory will be $307,395. About 100 and, what was the total? Do you remember, Sherry?
I'm looking right now. I can't remember.
155,000 from grant, and then the rest is from us. And the budget amendment is because we approved funds to start this, to do this in 2023, but it's been delayed the last couple of years. It never did get done, so the money was never spent. But we have to formally move that money forward so that we can pay for the 2023 project, which is now a 2025 project. So, yeah, we'll be doing a GIS, computer-based GIS tree inventory, which will be very helpful moving forward in planting and removing trees when needed to. And is that pretty much everything? We get it?
Yes.
Thank you for the heads up.
Sure.
I almost forgot that. That, Mayor, would be our report for the Public Service Committee.
Thank you.
I show no other reports. Consent agenda, approval of minutes. It is recommended the minutes of the pre-council meeting held on March 17th, 2025, and the council meeting held on March 18th, 2025 stand approved as recorded. Invoices to be paid. It is recommended this report be approved. Council memo number 226-25, 2024 Annual City Collectors Report. It is recommended this report be received and placed on file. Council memo number 227-25, Professional Services Agreement for the 2025 Annual Service Agreement for Sewer System Monitoring to Xylem View Incorporated in the amount of $34,077. Council memo number 228-25, Professional Services Agreement for the 2025 Public Utilities Department Leak Detection and Meter Testing to M.E. Simpson Company Incorporated in the amount of $595,380. Council memo number 229-25, approved purchase of G7C handheld monitors for the Joliet Fire Department from Conway Shield in the amount of $62,303. Council memo number 230-25, approved purchase of EXO 8 area monitors for the Joliet Fire Department from Conway Shield in the amount of $8,543. Council memo number 231-25, approved purchase of nozzles for frontline fire department engines from Air One Equipment Incorporated in the amount of $84,667. Council memo number 232-25, amendment number 1 to the Professional Services Agreement for the 2025 Sanitary Sewer Investigations and Rehabilitation Program to RJN Group Incorporated in the amount of $13,205.70. Council memo number 233-25, approved payment of the 2025 membership dues for the Lower DuPage River Watershed Coalition in the amount of $25,140.08. It is recommended Council Memos 227-25 through 233-25 be approved. Is there a motion to approve all said consent agenda items?
Motion approved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Under Agenda Item, Council Memo Number 235-25, award two business continuity grants for a total amount of $85,518.79. It is recommended Council Memo Number 235-25 be approved.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Yeah, we hear maybe from Dustin. Just what's the overall reasoning behind creating a program like this in order to have that continuity? Or Paulina, if you'd like to explain, just because I think we've seen some public feedback that might have some misconceptions about what this program is.
Good evening, City Council, Councilman Guerrero. Thank you for the question. So the reasoning behind this grant was to help our businesses stay afloat. Joliet is not the first municipality who implements a program like this. Communities like the city of Lockport implemented a business interruption grant that I believe gave businesses up to $5,000. The only thing that is different about our grant is that the cap is much larger. We are the third largest city in the state of Illinois, so we thought it was appropriate to make sure that it felt like it made an impact on our businesses. So that was the reason behind it.
And then, I know that Councilman Cardenas and myself, you as well, have discussed this at the committee level. Again, just for the sake of having this for the full council, some of the stipulations in the program requirements are that you can demonstrate a difference in revenue between now and before construction on Chicago Street began. So there is. Could you speak a little bit to the requirements of the program? What do these businesses need to demonstrate, and kind of what was the selection process like?
Correct. So they have to have less than $2.5 million in revenue per year, and they were required to submit their ST1 forms that they submit monthly to the state of Illinois, and we compare those to our own records. We compare their 2024 sales to their to 2023 sales to make sure that we could see the difference from one year to the next in their sales.
Okay. I don't know if you want to add anything else.
I'd like to follow up on a comment with this as well. There was some information put out that this was going to be funded by our tax dollars. In essence, it's funded by the tax dollars generated by these businesses that have been patient and persevering this wonderful project we're in. So to make the point clear, these businesses in 2023 and 2024 have generated $348,018.15 in tax revenue to the city in home rule taxes, sales tax, and food and beverage tax. So the amount that we're reinvesting in these businesses is less than the amount that they've provided to the city. I've seen villages that do this. They don't subsidize the businesses and they lose them all. And for 2 years, they try and regain them and rebuild them. So we didn't want that to happen to our city. And as I just pointed out, we gave them back much less than they generated for the city. So we're really thankful to them for their continued perseverance as we get through this wonderful project. I just want to make that clear because I believe there was some misinformation put out about this project. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can go back a few years? Plainfield Road, between Six Corners and the university, we have one pizza business right there that was crushed by the Plainfield Road construction for like 8 or 9 months. Same boat. I just didn't know if we can go back, if they could provide the same information. You know, maybe we can look at it, but they made a point to contact me many months ago when this article, actually when this came about many months ago, a few months ago. So I'd like to see if we can help them out as well, if they could provide the information that everybody else downtown. And I support this program, this grant, but I'd like to see if we can go back and maybe help those folks out as well.
Sure, we can
So,
take a look at that.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, Mayor? To be clear, Beth, this money is coming out of the general fund. It's not coming out of the SSA.
That's correct.
Okay. And I didn't support it to begin with, and I still won't support it because, well, Councilman Clement just brought up one of the reasons. It's only a very, very small area. Yes, it's the project downtown is intrusive, but we have millions, tens of millions of dollars in water and street repairs going on right now. And as he pointed out, the Route 30 Plainfield Road Corridor is suffering in the same way, and they're offered nothing. So it's just not fair enough. So that's all my own comments.
Can I make a comment, Mayor? Isn't this because of the city square design? This has nothing to do with the water project, right? It's the interruption in business because of the city square design, not because of the water project. Am I correct?
It is for construction,
Beth?
right?
You're correct. Yeah,
Okay.
we have done some water main replacement, but that's separate from.
And we will
this
literally be
grant.
doing it all over the city of Joliet.
All over the
so
city.
We can't possibly help everybody, but that city square design is a very specific area, and those businesses are, pretty disabled at this point, so, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, the Plainfield Road, and I understand, Councilman Hug, what you're saying, the Plainfield Road water projects that we're doing, it's not closing down Plainfield Road for 9 months to a year. If you look back at how long it took in front of Wilcox and Plainfield Road, it was 9, 10, 11 months. I mean, these guys they were decimated over there. So that was my point. I'm not saying to give it all over the city, but these guys were closed down. I mean, it was closed. Nobody was driving through there. I mean, just like Chicago Street. Plainfield Road is open. Yes, is it an inconvenience? Absolutely. But that pizza place there, they got decimated there for 9, 10, 12 months. It was horrible. So those are my comments.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, one other question. Beth, roughly a little over half of the entire amount that's being shelled out right now is going to one individual who owns several businesses downtown.
I would have to defer. I don't have those numbers in front of me, but there is, you're speaking of Bill Demetriolis. He owns 3 restaurants downtown, Cut 158, Musa, and Juliet's. So naturally, if you have 3 businesses downtown, you're going to feel the losses, not just having 1 businesses, but 3. So he does take up a large amount of that grant.
And how many total businesses do we have down, in what's defined as downtown?
How many total businesses do we have downtown, or how many total businesses have we given grants to
That we have downtown?
that we have downtown? Paulina?
So for the area that we defined for this grant, we identified 16 businesses that would be eligible under these guidelines. So they had to be sales tax generating businesses, and we had about 16. 8 have applied.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Anything else? All right.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
No.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman? Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is ordinances. Council Memo Number 237-25. Ordinance amending the 2025 City of Joliet Annual Budget for the citywide tree inventory and award of contract to Great Lakes Urban Forestry Incorporated in the amount of $307,395. It is recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Mayor, I have a question. Do we know what the unforeseen expenditures were? Can anybody answer me?
Yeah, Greg's getting his
Yeah,
notes together. Sorry, he's trying to scramble.
Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, no problem. So the unforeseen expenditures you're referencing are in the ordinance?
Right.
Yeah, so the bid basically came in higher than we had budgeted for because we didn't carry those funds forward from 2023. There has also been a large amount of grant funding for tree inventories that have come into the area because the federal government started giving out grants, so that has driven up some of the pricing on these tree inventories a little higher than we saw in the last several years. So that's what that reference is.
All right, thank you, just curious.
Any other questions?
Second.
Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 238-25, ordinance amending Section 19-150 of the City of Joliet Code of Ordinances to regulate truck, semi-trailer, trailer, pull trailer, recreational vehicle, and bus parking. It is recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Resolutions. Council Memo Number 240-25. Resolution accepting a grant of permanent and temporary easements for 706 North Broadway Street on the Broadway Street, Theodore Street to Ruby Street Water Main Improvements Project. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 241-25, resolution accepting a grant of permanent and temporary easements for 800 East Jackson Street on the Virginia Phase 1 Water Main Improvements Project. It's been motioned.
It's been
So moved.
recommended. Sorry. It's been
Second.
recommended.
Any comments or questions?
Okay.
Good to go.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 242-25, resolution declaring certain City of Joliet property as surplus.
Motion approved.
Second. Sorry,
Any-
Jan.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 243-25, resolution declaring certain City of Joliet property as surplus.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Sorry, Jan.
Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is the city manager's report.
Good evening. I have a downtown construction update. Water main installation began north of Cass Street. Additional service work will proceed after the new main is tested. Underground infrastructure and foundations for City Square continues. You will begin to see how things are shaping up when the tent comes down. Work continues beyond the new curbs for lighting and planter areas. ComEd has finished their vault just north of Jefferson, and they continue to work on the vaults between Clinton and Cass keeping that block closed to traffic. The water main on Clinton will be installed in the near future. Our Public Utilities Department hosted the 2025 Water Main Construction Open House on Wednesday, March 19th. Several residents attended to learn about the construction project. We thank those who participated for coming and encourage all residents to stay informed by visiting www.joliet.gov/construction-zone. Now that spring has arrived, we are also kicking off the 2025 construction season. We appreciate your patience and ask that you drive slowly and cautiously through any construction zone. If you have questions, please contact the Public Utilities Department at 815-724-4220. Our Public Utilities Department was recently featured on CBS 2, highlighting our efforts to detect and repair leaks in the city's water system. The segment promoted Fix a Leak Week, encouraging residents to check faucets, shower heads, and toilets for leaks. Additionally, John Lukanczyk, Director of the Office of Emergency and Disaster Management, appeared twice on television. First on Fox News to discuss emergency preparedness during tornado weather, and then was featured with a fire department on Fox News and ABC 7 for an emergency drill simulation at Joliet West High School. It's also included like our 911 center and police and really many of our Joliet employees. We're proud to showcase the great work of our employees both locally and in the broader Chicago media. The mayor and I recently attended the Plainfield Shorewood Chamber Luncheon, where we heard the state of the county addressed by Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant, our Will County executive. And then a final reminder to vote tomorrow in our municipal elections. Decide who our councilman at large will be. So good luck to everybody running. A final reminder, polls will be open from 6 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. That concludes my report.
Jerry, I think it's...
No, I'm good, thank you.
No, we didn't do public comment.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Next, we have public comment. Is there anyone who would like to address the council this evening? Anyone? Okay, seeing none. Next is mayor and council comments. I didn't change my mind, I'm good.
My turn?
Yep. I got to go back to mayor's school. I forgot all the... My fault.
Okay, well, I might have some good news here. Hopefully we can follow through with this, but it was recently online that NASCAR is working on a new schedule, and some of the, according to sports, let me put these glasses on. Fox Sports, Bob Prokis wants several drivers. They said, including Ryan Blaney, that they would like to come back and do the racing track back here in Chicagoland Speedway. This is the last year for the downtown Chicago car race that they're going to do, and they're going to go to LA next year. But some of the race car drivers are wanting to come back maybe to Chicagoland Speedway. So if we could get a seat at the table and grab them and get that speedway back up and running, that'd be a huge, huge plus for the city here and bring back more tax money. And it can host a Cup Series event maybe in the future, but we got to get this stuff talking. So I spoke to our city manager a little bit before the thing here, but a lot of the drivers are very interested in coming back to Chicagoland Speedway because they really liked it. So of course some repairs would have to be done, but I think we should move on this ASAP.
Agreed. I think it would be great to have them back.
Thank you. That's all I have. Just one quick question, Mayor. Did the JCA contact you about the not the resolution, but the proclamation for the young lady that won the wrestling?
No.
Okay.
We'll
I'll have to call them again then, because they say they would do that.
Young champions that we need to...
Yeah. And then, first lady wrestler to win.
Yeah, that's
third. She took third place, but she won. And then I just want to say, I can't say enough about Brother Ed. I met Brother Ed during COVID when we had the support groups and we did Zoom lessons, and then we also worked together out at the high school during giving vaccines. And he was such a kind man. He was a construction worker, and then he followed the religious life after that and became a brother, and he was with the fire department for a long time. And then he got transferred, and he fought back these terrible illness battles that he had, and then just one day was probably too much. God wanted him and finally took him home last week. And I was very upset about that, but I just had to say more. He was a wonderful man, and I didn't know anybody that didn't like him. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
So District 5 is building people power, and we're going to have our first meeting for the District 5 Advisory Council Monday, April 28th from 6 to 8 at the Downtown Public Library in the Burnham Room, and that's 150 North Ottawa Street. So if you are a resident of District 5 or you have a business in District 5, we need you. We will gather monthly to collaborate on a vision for the future, and everybody that has a business in District 5 or lives in District 5 is invited to come and give input. I'll make sure to have the fancy graphic next time that we come here, but I wanted to at least have everybody mark their calendars for the date, again, Monday, April 28th. And then I also just wanted to say that I've had so many calls over the last few weeks, and every single person that I have gotten help from Pauline, the Economic Development Director, to Krista, who I am just never ending calling for help. Finance Director, thank you so much, Kevin Singh. Joe Fleschauer, I have literally interfaced with everybody, and we employ people here that are nothing short of amazing. So I want to thank everybody for all the hard work they put in for District 5. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I got nothing.
Okay. Caesar? Joe?
I just briefly, I just want to say best of luck to everybody that has their name on the ballot. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of time, and everybody running at large, every candidate there. I respect everyone on that ballot, and you know, I just want to say best of luck to everybody. So, thank you.
Thank you.
No comment.
All right. Saving the best for last again, huh? Joliet is proudly known as the City of Champions, and I'm asking our residents to help us win a friendly competition against some of our neighboring communities. Starting tomorrow, Joliet residents can participate in a nationwide campaign encouraging people to reduce pollution and manage water resources more wisely. By joining the annual Wyland National Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation, residents can earn eco-friendly prizes while contributing to a sustainable future. The campaign runs from April 1st to April 30th and asks residents to make simple pledges on the campaign website, mywaterpledge.com. Your pledges will focus on promoting efficient water use, reducing pollution, and saving energy. The Wyland Foundation's national program has engaged thousands of cities over the years, helping foster a spirit of environmental stewardship across the country. In the past years, residents from over 2,000 cities across all 50 U.S. states have made pledges to reduce water consumption and support other environmental initiatives. I encourage all Joliet residents to take the free pledge and help our city lead the way in sustainable practices for generations to come. The competition is divided by city-sized population. To win, cities with the highest percentage of residents making pledges in their category will be eligible to win eco-friendly prizes, including $3,000 towards home utility bills, water-saving fixtures, and more. Additionally, members of the Grand Prairie Water Commission have agreed to a friendly wager to see which community can rank the highest in this challenge. So let's show our neighbors what it means to live with the City of Champions. Again, I would like to ask for prayers of peace for the families that have lost, the 4 families that have lost loved ones in the last few days. I would like to again remind everyone to go out and vote in our municipal election. We have a lot of great choices. Every one of the candidates would be very fitting to sit up here with us, and we encourage everyone to vote, and I wish everyone well in this election. God bless you all, and God bless Joliet. Thank you.
Okay, there is no request for closed session this evening. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.